People want to know if they should upgrade to the Excellence Club like we did. So with the upgrade, one of the first things you get is access to all the club level areas. So that includes the club level on the beach. Also, they have a separate pool and bar off to the side. And then on the third floor, they have an Excellence Club lounge and separate restaurant as well. So we stayed for 3 nights, and the additional cost to upgrade, I think, was around between $800 to $1,000 for the entire 3 nights. Now, one of the reasons why we upgraded was because of the locations of the club level room. So in order to get an oceanfront room, you had to upgrade to the club level. Now, when we first booked this hotel, this resort, there was not any availability for club level. It was all sold out. So that's why I was calling so much. I had mentioned that earlier, to see if there were any cancellations. And we happened to be able to get 2 rooms. They did have cancellations, so we could get that oceanfront spot. However, if you remember back in the room section, you will see that it really wasn't oceanfront. You're really not like right there. So I would say I was a little disappointed by that. So it also includes access to that restaurant on the 3rd floor, and they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. We did try the breakfast, and it was good, but I would have rather just gone and eaten right by with the ocean view. So I didn't find that a reason to upgrade. However, that little area at the beach and the service at the beach in the club level was literally among the best service we've ever received. And of course, having that premium liquor selection really made the stay that much better as well. And the bartenders on the 3rd floor club level are amazing. They made some of the best margaritas I think I've ever had. With that being said, I found having that club lounge on the 3rd level very inconvenient. So anytime that you wanted to go, you really had to go out of your way to the 3rd floor to go to the bar or to sit in the lounge. Also, part of the upgrade was supposed to include hydrotherapy, but their spa was completely under renovation. So instead, they gave us a 20-minute massage, which definitely was worth it. It was right on the beach. So that definitely made up for not being able to do the hydrotherapy. Also, the fact that they only had 5 cabanas at the club level, I thought was not enough, because you could tell people were annoyed because they had to get up at 7 a.m. just to reserve them. So I personally thought it was worth the upgrade. However, if you were on a budget and you really can't spend the extra $800 to $1,000, you're going to have an amazing stay at this resort without upgrading. So some final thoughts on this resort. Now, would we return? I would definitely come back to this resort. The only one huge miss, I would say, was the fact that they did not have a larger lunch buffet. Also, this was the most expensive resort that we had been to for 3 nights. So we paid almost $2,900 for 2 people for 3 nights, which included the upgrade. But because of that, I definitely felt like there was a little bit of a higher end vibe there, which sometimes is nice when you're going to a resort, because you just want to relax. You don't have to worry about like a bunch of teenagers or college kids or whatever being around. However, since it was on the higher end of cost, I would have expected the food to be a little bit better. Again, we were only there for 3 nights, so maybe we didn't give it a fair review. And I'm also comparing it probably to the Grand Moon Palace, which we just came from. However, the layout was perfect. It was the exact layout that I love at a resort, which is easy to navigate. It's walkable. They had restaurants on the beach, and the beach was right next to the pool. So that alone, I just loved. I also love that they did not try to sell you a membership the entire time that they were there. So their focus is totally on service, and it shows, because it was definitely some of the best service we've ever gotten at any resort. Another thing I loved about this resort was that Isla Mujeres was right there. So you could get in a boat right from the beach, and they could take you to Isla Mujeres. Now, it was an extra cost, but that way, sometimes if the beach conditions aren't that great, you could just get in a speedboat and go over to Playa Norte, which is one of the most famous beaches in the world. It is showing a little wear and tear, but not enough where it's not going to make you want to go back. In fact, it kind of adds to the island vibe, I think, to the resort. I would definitely recommend this resort. Now, if you're on a budget, again, it is on the higher end of any of the resorts that we've been to, and I'm really curious to see how it's going to stack up against LeBlanc, which I'm going to in a few months, which the price is just about similar to this one. So I hope you found our review of the Excellence in Playa Mujeres helpful. I do answer all comments and questions, so if you do have any questions or comments, or maybe you've been there and you want to add to this review, just go ahead and leave them below, and I do respond. And definitely subscribe and keep following us at 3 days and Tres Noches, while we keep bringing you honest, to the point information about the travel destinations that we go to and show you that you don't need a whole week to have an amazing vacation.